No, so Old Man Reacts. I'll link him down in the description.
Yeah.
Dude's hilarious. He puts out reaction content and some original 40K content, and actually, I think some original content in a few other fandoms too. But don't quote me on that. But he's hilarious. Go check him out. But he turned me on to this, which we're about to watch. Genshin Impact review from a channel I didn't know existed. Max Orr.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna go look at this. Caitlin, throw it up.
All right.
So
The
channel. Is it up?
I hit the thingy.
God damn it, Caitlin!
But it just moved us to
Okay. So the channel is Max Orr, and the video title is what it says in the title here. So we're gonna jump right on into this. So, I did already watch the first 3 minutes, but it's 16 minutes long, so that's not that big of a deal.
No.
And because it is 16 minutes long, I'm just gonna turn the volume down a little bit, and we're just gonna try to go through it without stopping, because otherwise the reaction will take like an hour.
Genshin Impact is a game which has sucked away my soul and killed my dog. I first
killed my dog.
The cute apotheosis and a philosophical enlightenment through the death of my own ego.
What?
You can hear it.
I love Genshin Impact, but this game will have an impact on your social life.
No, I'm just laughing at all the funny pictures completely out of context.
Of sophisticated
they're not out of context. They're Genshin Impact.
In this game, Impact, an extra-dimensional being whose brother was eaten by Mega Blocks and is forced to navigate Avatar, the last airbender for weeaboos.
I'd like to eat the
chemistry system in which characters electrocute, burn, and throw rocks at each other. One of those is much less cool. It, like Australopithecus, was my primary source of damage. Now trapped in the ring of the Let's find a way to save our siblings by fighting geometry. The indigenous
it's very important to fight geometry.
Explore, solve puzzles,
otherwise,
crop hunt, cook, get arrested for looking at Zhongling too much, get sentenced to 10 years, and emerge from prison. Without looking at Zhongling.
Zhongling is a culinary prodigy at the age of 14. God damn it.
Too much. Get sentenced to 10 years and emerge from prison.
Hang on. I'm sorry, I just have to stop. I hate it when they flash text across the screen, because I am compulsed to read it.
It's like I have to know what it said.
I have to know. Me emerging from prison. It was fanboy prison. Oh God. No.
Oh boy.
Prison, a devout Buddhist. This video is going to be about my experience playing this interesting game and how to objectively have most fun with it. It's a very
prison. Is that where you go when Luna arrests you?
Don't recommend it, but
I guess.
I am slightly a dingus, so I don't recommend it.
You're like, no, there's only one dingus.
That's right. Reluctant Hermit over on Twitch TV.
Please allow me to tell you the tale of how this left a Genshin Impact into my frontal lobe.
Oh no!
Mom.
Here's the tip that most
careful, his fans will dislike the video.
The age of consent is 18 years old, depending on what state you're in.
Yeah.
Old. Let's begin with what's maximally important. Not the gameplay, not the story, nor anything you would typically associate with a video game. The single most important thing in this game is rolling dice to gain attractive people and then parading them around like a child on TLC. I do not exaggerate when I say this is probably what attracted most people to this game. If you want an example, Yuta is a character who continually refers to herself as One-sama and sounds like she is at all times on the verge of sex.
Wow.
After completing a quest,
not
and
orgasm.
decided that I would use this exclusively to do rock climbing. That way, I could repeatedly hear her oddly enthusiastic moaning for the next 10 hours of gameplay. I literally installed this game after downloading 60 images.
Sounds like a good game to me.
Since the official lore of the game specifies that she killed a monster after being eaten by it because her ass was so big it blocked his trachea and suffocated him to death.
Gosh.
I'm down with the thickness. Put it on my plate right now.
Yeah. However, there is a catch. I don't have Ganyu, and I never will. You have a random chance to get characters, and that chance isn't high. 5.1% to be exact. And that's getting anyone. So if you want a particular character, get fucked. You could get a high-level DPS character that carries you through the game with chimpanzee martial arts.
Or perhaps get shit on.
3 useless small and then desire death.
Hang on. God damn it.
Or you could roll 3 useless small boys in a row and then
3 useless small
Small boy.
I don't want men in my party. No!
No!
I want all waifu. All waifu party. All waifu.
Desire death. It's a fucking guy. Damn it. The anti-cheat for this game is very strong and has ring 0 permissions on your kernel. This means that it can read and write memory at any location in your computer without seg faulting. I, however, am not afraid, since if Xi Jinping does harvest my computer's data, all he will find is 50 pages of Waluigi hentai.
I believe you.
Guy's editing style and some of the jokes he's already made, I 100% believe, without a shadow of a doubt, that there is at least 50 gigs of Waluigi hentai on his PC at any given time.
Your loss. And yes, it does turn off when the game isn't running. So this review is going to include a guide on how to have fun, because like real life, lusting after women causes suicidal depression. Step 1, play as optimally as you want. Do not try to min-max shit, because RNGesus will snap your fucking neck. Do whatever is fun you have. In my case, I decided that I would roleplay as a violent misandrist and only play as women out of principle. Any men that
I'm a violent misandrist. I'm role-playing as women out of principle.
Oh my god.
Locked at level 1 and made useful in the coal mines. It is simply not
We are now at the point that I have not seen any of this, so this is all new territory for me.
worth it for me to engage in combat if I cannot also yank it. The central point of the potential lives, and I am absolutely, definitely, 1000% secure in my masculinity. Playing the game optimally in this case would mean making the game boring and staring at man-ass, so fuck it. If, for instance, I had wanted a particular, legally questionable female to be my digital puppet, the chance of me receiving that would be 0.3%, which is where this image comes from. Take what you can get with the chance of me receiving that would be 0.3%, which is where this image...
Is Klee worth it? I spent on... Oh my god!
Oh wow!
What the fuck? You spent $2 grand on Klee? Jesus Christ! What is wrong with you?
comes from. Take what you can get with the rolls. Don't be mad. Exercise patience and control, and you will have a lot more fun. I definitely have not sold my house to get big-titted pirate mommy. But Maxor, I hear your thoughts. Why are you displaying a single image of a regular? And also, what is the world of Genshin?
Like, we all know you did. We all know you did.
I definitely have not sold my house to get big titty mommy.
Combat. We must first
Here you display the crab. The world may never know.
And like every game made by Asian people on my
but
channel,
my brain is soft and spongy.
Like
a twiggy.
Rule number 2
Like
of
a
the
twiggy.
game is not caring about this, just like 90% of the player base.
Oh.
The world of Teyvat is ruled collectively by 7 gods who govern the 7 elements. Except the nature god, he's special. This came about because 2,800 years ago, there were like 80 gods or something. Then everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. No, but actually 7 seals. Literally every god fought over the power to the death. The result was the 7 gods of each element we see today, each ruling over their own nation in their own fucked up ways. Every once in a while, these delusional bastards will just give random people superpowers, like how the electricity god just gave a girl with a mental disorder a talking bird. This also includes small children who could very possibly kill themselves for some reason. Now, the world you see in-game takes place in 2 ways.
Suicide bomber lolly go brrrr.
From the future. The first is monster you see in-game. Nations, or 3 if you're from
Genshin Impact. Let me just say, I love the Japanese woo sound effect. I love it so much.
the future. The first is Mondstadt, a lawless, anarcho-capitalist commune in New Hampshire, which has no formal governance of any kind. They instead rely institutionally on vigilante justice, including a hot Batman. As a result, an entire territory of their nation is completely overrun with wolves. No one has the systemic authority to stop people from exercising their rights and liberties to feed the wolves' babies. Oh, also, there's a fucking dragon problem.
Whoa!
murderous dragon. Next, we have the nation of Liyue, an extremely rich and powerful country to the east. They have recently come into conflict with Mondstadt due to the Luhua Pool massacre of 69, as well as an aggressive foreign policy involving.
Why don't you ask the kids at Tenement Square?
A 9-dashed line in the Sea of Clouds.
Which happened, by the way, China, you fucking evil pricks.
Headed by the Tianchuan Ningguang of the Liyue Qixing. Those are all real names. Liyue exhibits an
why does that little fat dude with the pointy ears look like, what's his name? Excelente.
Little fat dude. Which little fat dude?
The fat dude with the pointy ears and the orange shirt and the green hat.
Did I miss that?
He keeps showing up.
Commune in New Hampshire, which has no formal governance of any kind. They instead rely institutionally on vigilante justice, including a hot Batman. As any kind. They instead rely institutionally on vigilante justice, including a hot Batman.
I will found a winery. What?
As a result, an entire territory of their nation is completely overrun with wolves. No one has the systemic authority to stop people from exercising their rights and liberties to feed the wolves' babies. Oh, also, there's the fucking dragon problem. Did I not mention the murderous dragon? Next, we have the nation of Liyue, an extremely rich and powerful.
I'm still waiting to see the little dude with 20 years.
Come into conflict with Mondstadt due to the massacre of 69.
Across like the bottom of the screen and shit.
Involving a 9-dash.
Yeah, meme. I don't know.
Line in the Sea of Clouds.
No, I was saying, why does he look like that superhero dude that like sexually assaults people?
Oh yeah, Bueno Excelente.
Yeah.
And that's not he's a super villain, Caitlin. Bueno.
The Liyue Qixing, those are all real names. Liyue exhibits an unprecedented level of prosperity and control, living happily under the watchful eye of the rock god, who periodically disguises himself to ensure that the populace is behaving well and upholding their state contracts. Just in
Bueno
case. Now China. Video game. Yet in my country, we have a long history of shooting people. But who lives in Liyue and who lives in where is it? The answer is unfortunate. Populating this extensive world will be several factions with subgroups, elemental specializations, and fucking bullshit. The enemy variety of this game paints a picture of a post-apocalyptic nightmare world where raving bands of savages constantly destroy everything, locking humanity in a perpetual state of warfare with armies of bandits and the constantly destroy everything, locking humanity in a perpetual state of war.
The police trying to stop me and my friends from stealing good fur.
Bandits and the midget people. One of these groups is the
Huh?
I said midget people.
Right. Not to be confused with the Great Midget Chase of 2007.
No.
Midget race capable of empathy and
if you're feeling adventurous, Twitch if you want context for that.
Complex thoughts, which is why they must be destroyed. These guys make the Gombe chimpanzee war look like a fucking joke, and at no point does anyone in the entire game even give a shred of sympathy for the Hiliturals, except for Elon Musk. They can be big gorillas, complex machinery, and have their own language. This makes it more fun to slaughter entire villages of them and steal their possessions with no consequences. In fact, if you have courage to do it. Overall, I would rate them a genocide out of 10. Next.
Wow! A genocide out of 10. On exactly what scale is that?
That's a spicy meatball. That's what it's on the spicy meatball scale.
Country-sized hordes of organized bandits called the Treasure Hoarders, who are just regular guys forced to fight you with shovels and Molotov cocktails.
Did somebody say shovels?
Yes.
Somebody call the Death Corps.
It's fortunate that, because they committed a crime, their lives are now...
Oh, God, they're really... Oh, you son of a bitch, you're really gonna make me read this. Extensive, persuasive, and large unconditional...
Pervasive.
Oh. That's what I said.
You said persuasive.
Oh, fuck you. and large unconditional
Yes,
amounts
please.
of trolling such that you devastate the economy and permanently disfigure the trout population of the Mississippi River, forcing something a forklift he used to bring it was still running idle at the back. I started sweating as I sat down and gazed over at the 700-pound beast that was his laptop. He had already reinforced his desk with steel support. Something my family saying I love them. The teacher starts the lecture. Okay, so it's nonsense. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, Koofing fans, my body finally surrenders. I weep as my school and my city go under. I fucking hate gaming laptops. Okay, that's the end of that. That is a wall of text.
Forfeit. Abyss mages are very simple because they are one enemy with two reskins, who are also inhuman beings of the Dark Void who have sworn vengeance upon humanity itself. They also dwell almost entirely in fucking space. The Fatui of Snezhnaya are heavily diplomats seeking to dominate the world of Teyvat through subterfuge, and employing 9-foot-tall people with hammers is absolutely conducive to this goal, I promise. They are unique among Teyvat
you
because
guys.
they serve the interests of the Zaritza of Snezhnaya. Goal, I promise. They are unique among Teyvat because they serve the interests of the Zaritza of Snezhnaya.
When you poison several high-profile individuals with plutonium or
Polonium.
Also known as the god of ice. That's important because it's very weird that they primarily use electricity and fire. I guess the ice god is just fucking lazy. The Fatui are always good, like steel.
Nah, man, he's trolling. That's why they use electricity and fire. The ice god's trolling, bro. Come on, it's obvious.
Stealing the wind god's power, or like a bank heist.
I sure hope no one fights me weekly in this building.
They're also really hot. Stopping them. Finally, we have the local wildlife of Teyvat, which is 90% slimes and 10% these fuckers. I spent most of the fight waiting to do something.
These fuckers.
Computer deactivate iguana.
That's really what the combat is on. Holy fuck, that is a whale. And other times, it's like, I think that bush just fucking... Really, no matter what happens, you're in front of it. Let's find out if that's bad or worse.
Oh yay, combat.
Shit getting attacked is a flow, where to maximize their power, the player dynamically switches between their DPS character and everyone else. Rule number 3. 1. Your typical team is comprised of your DPS baby, your heal support, your burst support, and moral support. Think of it like a train. You only need one engine and enough weight to kill Terry Davis. Now,
it's like if Thomas the Train was like went through a trip through the warp.
I was about to say, if Thomas the Tank Engine was a warp entity.
Yes.
Maximize power. Player dynamically switches between their DPS.
Which, because the warp is, anything can happen there, Thomas the Tank Engine could be a warp entity.
He's
character. Everyone else. Rule number 3 of Genshin Impact. Pick one. Your typical team is comprised of your DPS baby, your heal support, your burst support, and moral support. Think of it like a train. You only need one engine and enough weight to kill. Now, like everything, characters have elemental alignments, which, depending on the enemy, can ruin the game. My wife Barbara could heal me, but in the process, must make everyone wet, which makes us a proverbial bathtub, which enemies can catapult toasters into for massive damage. It's a fucking blast. You feel like a chemistry professor gone rogue, using the elements to his advantage, and then blowing himself up in the process. Unless your DPS uses rocks, in which case, just watch, I guess. Everything is elemental. One has an elemental skill and alignment. Unless you're the nature god who has no characters, some are bad and others are very bad. But
they're very bad, guys. Trust me.
Very bad.
I checked them out myself. You don't need to go check for yourself. They suck.
We promise.
are completely game-changing, like how Beto's elemental skill adds a parry mechanic to the game, or how Ningguang invalidates all ranged enemies. The combat is definitely its strength, and is an experiment in how bad you can craft your psychotic...
Hang on.
The combat is definitely its strength, and is an experiment in how bad you can craft your psychotic...
You're literally dog water. Bro, I would kill a small goat to find out where dog water came from, bro. Like, I see throwing that around. They're like, you're dog water. It's like, dude, what the fuck? I know what it means because of the context it's consistently used in, but where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah.
It barely makes sense, bro. It's like
who
dude,
wrote this?
shut the fuck up. It's
Yeah.
the dumbest thing since Fleek, bro. It's the dumbest fucking thing since being on Fleek. I hear people say that, and I instantly want to strangle them.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Right. It's like you're just making up things now that don't even actually make any sense.
I mean, it does make sense, but only in the sense that, like, okay, yeah, no one wants dog water. Like, it's definitely
Yeah. But I mean, in comparison to things like putting it in the same category as Fleek, though, it's like, okay, the only place I've ever known Fleek to be used is by, petty basic bitches and drag queens. It's like, okay, so which are you if that's coming out of your mouth?
Aquatic dog water alchemy, and hopefully create a moving ball of destruction strong enough to kill God. To extend this concept, every character has 1 of 5 unique weapon classes. To extend this concept, every character uses 1 of 5
unique weapon classes. Weapon chop. Sweaty speedrunner. This weapon swings slow. Who town, please beg me. Oof, get away.
weapon classes, such as Mongolian, Controller Erosion, the Waifu game, Egg Catapults, and the Speed Demon. So be careful with who you choose and what weapons that, oh wait, no, it's random, get fun. Now, this would all be excellent gameplay if it didn't sometimes amount to throwing 2 sponges at each other. Enemies scale to your level, and generally health is not hard to come by. So depending on your investment, some enemies could take minutes to kill. This all amounts to a classic video game mode, tank, entirely useless. You don't
Hang on. Oh, God. Fuck you for putting all this text on the screen.
The tank, entirely useless.
It's okay if you like tanks, but I believe their non-viability represents a slight balance problem that needs to be addressed. But if you like the utility that a tank provides, then I cannot stop you. Also, they are useful in the final Abyss stages, but most players seeing this video are new and want advice relative to their experience. Most strategies that you can dream up are viable, but generally I want to create an entertaining video while providing some real critique, but really everything in this game can work fairly well for general gameplay. This also applies to a lot of the characters I say are bad, when really they aren't as generally applicable. Okay.
Need a tank because you will be switching to your DPS anyways, who is a tank against your will. Health is literally always a shackle and a curse. That is, of course, unless you're playing Barbara, whose healing scales only off of health, making her tankier than Tiananmen. Let's go over an example party to give you some
making her tankier than Tiananmen Square. Now that is a spicy meatball.
Idea of the insanity that we're working with. It is optimal in most of my combat scenarios to cause forest fires by throwing a spicy bear. Why? Well, my DPS Beto can parry anything, which includes the heat of fire. Or how about Ingguang, who spawns a wall inside of enemies like a scary spawn? We just do it to piss them off. Did I also invite your insane Discord stalker to play co-op with you? The combat is fully functional.
Hello, Max.
I made a mistake, and this isn't even going to customize artifacts, upgrade your weapon, and level your character's talents.
Oh God, I can only imagine if I invited Chad to play this with me. Jesus fucking Christ!
Oh dear God!
It made especially boring when you have to pick.
Oh yeah, by the way, IYFA Discord, check it out. The link, you can find the link in our link tweet and over in the about section on Twitch. Yeah.
30 mushrooms to do it, but here we are. That leads me to my next point. You're gonna have to explore for those mushrooms, and that sounds bad, but
oh, dude, no, I already took some, bro. Trust me, they're good.
Actually, get ready for some cross-country gaming because we literally have a lot of ground to cover. So rule number 4 of Genshin Impact is that if you see something, just go.
You can just go.
You've probably noticed at some point that this game looks identical to Breath of the Wild, right down to the UI. This is an objectively correct assessment. It's just that the game doesn't give a shit, and neither should we. Breath of the Wild was so good that I want Breath of the Wild with more anime pussy, because goddammit, why did Nintendo make Zelda look like that? The amount
You know why they did that, and I know why they did that, so let's not spend any time fronting, brother. High five.
Bandits and foreign soldiers in this game suddenly make sense when you really tend to make Zelda look like
Caitlin,
that.
read the
amount
text
of
at the
bandits
top.
and foreign
On my way to
soldiers in
fuck
this
your
game
mom.
suddenly
Okay, done.
makes sense when you realize fucking Afghanistan. It's quite the vertical place, but you're given the tools to navigate it, like your feet or your sweat. And there is quite a bit to see. So, for an example, when I first installed the game, I didn't know that Leeway was in it. That's over half of the map. I was doing a quest that required a wild radish, so I naturally went hiking to find it and accidentally discovered the entirety of Ming Dynasty China.
God,
Oh, wow.
boy, now I gotta read these fucking memes. God damn you piece of shit!
He's like, how dare you do this? Like, why you have to put them in so many?
For the entire...
When a mosquito lands on your testicles, that you realize there's always a way to solve problems. Who is more cringe? The one who posted cringe or the one who laughed?
Confucius say.
It takes many nails to build a crib, but only one screw to
Yeah.
The man who says he can and the man who says he can't are both correct. Oh, so why? Now that is hilarious.
Yes.
Man who farts in church sits his own. A foolish man asks, "Where are those good old-fashioned values on which we used to rely?" A wise man knows he is lucky. There is a family guy. Oh my fuck the person who made that meme. I want to punch him.
How dare you? I will find you and punch you in the throat.
Oh, no, the dick first.
Oh, so you're gonna start breaking into people's houses at night and punching them in the dick.
Well, but first I'm gonna smell it. Shout out to Sanity Not Included, one of the greatest shows on YouTube ever.
Point. I was wrong.
We'll have to do a watch party of that.
Oh god, yes.
Taken for opium. This is one of those games where you start finding chests in the wild, and within 30 minutes are flying to a strange island with a man named Jeffrey. It's actually not that different to Skyrim, but Skyrim look like it's in Kansas. There is always something to do, and always something to find. You would think that it would get stale, but they just keep finding ways to turn on my neurons. There is a puzzle.
I just wanted the chest.
Which spans an entire region of the game where you have to climb 3 mountains. You can spend an afternoon doing that, and it's viable. There is no direction that you can go that will help you in some tangible way, and that's what's important about exploration. It's not just pretty, it's optimal.
It's optimal. I actually do legitimately fuck with that. Like, I actually hate that this game review is making me want to play the Chinese communist spyware.
Well, see, that's how they get you, though. It's because they're like, hey, we know what gets people going. So we're going to make the bait look extra good.
Right.
So you want to buy it.
Yep. If I ever do play this game, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to put it on a computer and then remove that computer from the internet. It's going to have to be like a burner computer.
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
just buy a computer that's just good enough to run this decently, play this game on it, like have a camera facing me, play the game, and then once I'm done with this game, on the computer.
Yeah, because and that makes me kind of think that maybe he sort of kind of did the same thing, except the computer that he plays it on just has a whole bunch of the hentai on it.
Just nothing but hentai where Waluigi is stuffing it to Xi Jinping.
Yes.
Spicy the balls in Xi Jinping's mouth.
Be like, this is the burner computer where we play this game.
See this shit right here? This activates more fucking almonds. Exploring this game trains your neurons to fire the most basic
#free nut.
of incentives like a lab chimp. But seriously, if you aren't yet considering the game, just have fun exploring it. Stop and smell the flowers and accidentally find China over a vegetable. I found it
Oh my god.
3 hours. Now, if the review had ended here, this would be a definite recommend because the game is free. It costs $0. It cannot yank your bank. Not that I would know, but I must warn you that there are some serious drawbacks besides the Chinese surveillance state that you have to install. So it's time to give you
Okay, so good. He does acknowledge that it's Chinese spyware. Excellent.
the final tools and rules that you need to enjoy this game.
The pain.
Regular
The pain.
impact is just please God use the resin every day. So to explain that, you have to understand that this game works by mostly giving you what you want when you seek it out.
Unless it's crit damage.
So you don't end up
It's crit damage.
mindlessly slogging for 10 hours a day for a single goddamn Warframe chassis. But there is a catch. When it comes to grinding, there is a clever way to make sure that you can't trivialize the entire game, which is that the game just stops you. You expend resin when you kill a boss, want money, want XP, want artifacts, want to live, want to see my daughter again, pretty much anything. And if you have no resin, well, better wait. God will collect his existence tax, and you will fucking pay. Even if you live in Mondstadt, the IRS is the universe. And although it's nice to have fair guarantees for artifacts, it has the unique side effect of stopping the game from being played. You get 160 a day, and for reference, you spend 40 for boss loot, so good luck. And if you thought that was bad, get ready for Rule 6, which is, you gotta do the daily quests. We Genshin players are always hard at work on the daily dopamine farms, putting in that grind so that we can have
I loved that he had the Taco Bell bell with that dude getting hit over the head. That was beautiful.
That was great.
object every 20 years. It really makes a man wonder why we bothered with making murder illegal in the first place. Thank you, Kane. This game can give you
Thank you, Kane.
commit yourself to it. But if you don't, you will be scraping for crack crystals in a back alley. Maybe make a YouTube video.
Hey. I'll scrape for crack crystals right on Main Street, buddy.
Yeah.
That alone is probably enough to discourage most people. I thought I was going to be one of those people until I realized that I liked the game. Stockholm Syndrome is actually cool. And for our final rule, you don't
Wow.
voices. Set it to literally any other language except English. Now, the voice work isn't horrendous, but it doesn't sound like the dialogue was actually written for English, and the translation is fucking hilarious.
The wolves frighten him so badly that he's paralyzed with fear.
We've looked everywhere and haven't seen any of the wolves.
So do what I do.
I mean, that's not horrendously bad. I mean, it sounds like middle school, but it's not like it makes sense. Whatever.
And play in Japanese, then switch the game to Chinese whenever you're in Liyue for maximal immersion. Dear Mr. Shi, please send missiles to liberate my country from the yoke of capitalism. Now that you're armed with what you need, should play the game. Only if you have self-control. It's not worth it to spend money on the game. I'm serious, and that's why you should give me your money so I can spend it responsibly. Remember, the game is free, and so is the porn. I would like to thank...
The game is free. It's so
the kind Chinese billionaires and international arms dealers of the Maxor Patreon for funding my hopeless and deadly addictions. If you would like to help fund the videos corrupting America's youth in the name of Naxalite Maoism, you can head to the description to learn more. Thank you all for watching and waiting, and of course, your IP address has already been traced.
We are definitely going to do more reactions from this channel. This guy's fucking hilarious.
This guy is awesome. Thank you, old man.
Thank you, old man reacts. Let's see here. Videos. Okay. All right. Let's take a second to gander upon this page. Final Fantasy BTS review. Okay. That's something old man also sent us.
Yes.
And live dubbing a confused Ace Attorney. Oh, yeah. That's going to be good. Bloodborne review? Okay. Yep. I'm down to check that out at some point. Yeah. Oh, God. Son. I can only imagine what he's going to say about that. Oh, this one's 19 seconds long. We're just check this out right now. It's a little bonus. Little bonus.
Little bonus.
Stroke of the nipple right here. Gaston
Yeah.
grows in pain as he ascends to barge size. Let's check it out.
That I'm grown, I eat 5 dozen eggs, so I'm roughly the size of a
Oh my god.
Well, I said we wouldn't stop the video. I said it would take forever if we did, and I kept stopping it, and here we are, 35 minutes.
35 minutes. But
hey, if you want to support Caitlin's Kickstarter to get her novel going, check the description down below. And thank you for being here. Till next time, welcome to the adventure.